without the show. No. Oh, here
T- Hello and welcome to the Diva of Days of Our Lives. This is Carrie. You can find me on Twitter at Diva of DOOL, on Instagram, Diva_of_DOOL, Facebook page, Diva of Days of Our Lives, and we're also on YouTube. And right now we're on YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Facebook Live. So please like and subscribe, follow, share, do something. Help us out. All right, we have Marianne here tonight.
Hi, everyone. You can find me at Mama_Hooch on X and Instagram, and I'm also on Facebook.
Jen's here.
Hi, I'm at RXJDK at Twitter.
And in the witness protect. It's been a while since I have
Witless. The Witless
Yep.
the Witless Protection Program. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you can find me online at Kazi Hooch on Instagram and rarely over at X on at Kazi Hooch as well.
Yes. And currently right now I'm at the miniature golf course. This one's in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
So that's very nice.
Yeah. If you look over here, there's a red dragon. If anybody's ever been there. But yes, there's a picture my mom took because could not use a stock photo because they wanted me to pay for it. I'm like, I'm not paying for a background photo of the golf course. So, but it is much nicer than the one in Salem.
Oh, yeah.
So, Marianne, do you want to start us off? I'm sure you're dying to talk about the Tony appearance we had this week.
Yeah, Tony came back this week. He's been like off and on, comes and goes. So I think we had he's two different scenes. He's one day this week. I think it was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. He was on with EJ. He comes in, he's pouring coffee, and EJ comes in, and EJ was telling him about, Kristen, and, found out it was Kristen. And Tony was all upset, thinking that EJ was going to be just as upset that Kristen would do that, to her own nephew. He was surprised by how well EJ was taking it.
Mm-hmm.
And EJ is kind of explaining about, father would do the same thing. I was kind of surprised Tony said that because, didn't he put Tony on an island for like Stephanie
30 years.
He did do that to his own family. He treated his family like so. No, Kristen is no different. But anyway, I think that was the only conversation between them two or something. And then he did say something, I think, or AJ might have asked him where Anna was or something about Anna. And he kind of said it disgustingly in a way. He says, she's planning our next cruise to Monaco or somewhere, he said.
Monte Carlo,
yeah. Like, I don't think Tony's too thrilled about cruises, but anyway, because that's where they usually always send them off to. So, and in the meantime, he's been wanting to get Demir back from Titan. So he had offered Gabi if she could get him any kind of information to what's going on between Xander and Philip, that he'd make her see. Let's go back to Gabi. That's probably another thing we can talk about before. But Gabi does get the information because she puts a pen, had a little recording device, and of course Xander and Philip are talking about it, and it comes out that's about him has the forgery. So she goes to Tony about it, and he's there playing chess. He's playing chess, and she comes in and she's all excited, and she tells him about it. And so she's really anxious. She wants to go and let's use this, let's go get them and take them down. And Tony's there, no, we have to do this slowly. We're just going to ignore it for a while. We're just going to watch them when the time is right. And then she's demanding, well, okay, I brought you this, so make me CEO. And he looks at her like, I'll be in touch. Like telling her, no, I'm in control here. I'm pulling the strings. So that's I think, unless anybody else can add anything more to what was going on about the whole idea, like, he's gonna double cross her.
I'm just gonna.
You can just tell it just a way. I said, he says, I'll be in touch.
Yeah, if that's Tony.
Why he didn't want to do anything. Yeah, he had never had any intentions of giving her the CEO, and she's like dumb enough to believe that. But so he kind of got the information that he needed. Now, how they're going to use that to get Xander and Philip. So I don't know. But now, if anybody wants to talk about Xander and Philip, they're hilarious. I'm telling you. His Philip just cracks me up. His facial expressions, and they're just so fun. They're just fun to watch together. So, anybody else like them two together?
I like Xander with everybody.
Oh yeah, I love Xander, and I'm liking Philip now too.
Yeah, I thought they were funny, and I know people are still kind of complaining about the extraness of Philip and his expressions and all that. I think it's cute. Sorry, I think they're
Yeah.
funny.
But he puts his own spin on that character. You know,
Yeah, and
it's a
I
different.
like them a lot better than the morose, kind of practically depressed type of Philip we've been seeing before him. That, kind of humorless and not
Right.
kind of had, the dark side. I kind of like
Mhm.
this one, little quirky Philip. But yeah, so Philip decided he just goes and he's just grabbing Xander's candy and stuffing it down his mouth. And it was a little disturbing. It seemed like he was throwing like a whole wad down his mouth and he starts choking. Xander goes over to give him a Heimlich. And Philip said it was a test.
Yeah, that's surprising. I didn't see that coming. I just thought he really was choking it. Oh, they're going to be all sentimental here and stuff. But because he threatened to what? He threatened to quit, and then
Yes.
and Xander, because he was advised to, I think by Stephanie, to just make him CEO. So in case this secret comes out, it'll all be it.
Legal.
Might. And Xander didn't want him to quit because he thinks that would hurt. That's bad publicity, and that would just hurt. Everything. So that was his test, I guess, right? To see what Xander
Hmm.
would do. Would Xander just let him go? Xander
Yes.
said he was half tempted. He did. He said the thought crossed my mind or something like that to just let him go.
Yes. And then Xander grabbed the bugged pen and tried to write with it and then unscrewed it and found something in it. I don't think they quite said it was a bug yet. I don't think they quite figured that part out.
It dropped out.
Yeah.
And if Philip remembers that Gabi came in and was writing with that pen and laid the pen down, I don't know if he saw that. Her back was. I don't know if he'll get that back to her or not. I don't know. Probably.
Must have been saying all along, Gabby had the means of doing this by herself. She didn't have to go to Steve. And it cracks me up. Steve is like the most popular guy in Salem right now. That
Everybody's going to Steve for help. Yeah.
Everyone
Everybody's
is.
Steve. He's making the money now.
Oh, he keeps giving it back and doing pro bono
Yeah,
work for people who
yeah,
can
he gave
clearly
Gab-
afford to pay him.
Yeah.
But that's what's so funny is there's so many conflicting interests here, and everybody's trying to take the high road. Oh, it goes against my doctor oath. Oh, it goes against my PI oath. But everyone's still like wink, wink, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so Stephanie goes to her dad, says, "Stop looking." It's just kind of funny how like really messy some of these storylines are, which makes it kind of fun. But it, it would make people like Jen just lose their minds in
Yep.
terms of
And Kayla keep digging. Yeah. And Sarah more or less gives Brady the same idea. Like, okay, something's up, something's not right, but I can't say.
Same with Kayla and Steve. Yeah, and that was I think Kayla was the biggest
Kayla.
fighter out of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, I'm just amazed, guys. But I'm just amazed that I said this last time that Brady's still putting 2 and 2 together and getting 4.
I
mean, I
know.
Yeah,
It's
he
pressure.
is really. Yeah.
did not. He had the capacity for that. So I just keep thinking, don't drop it. Don't drop it. It's honestly my favorite story right now. And I'm just like, don't drop it. You got to keep going.
He's getting there. Yeah, with the picture and
Brady's the only part of that storyline I like.
Oh, see, I like all of it because I mean, I just think Tate's been so sweet, so good. I'm rooting for him to get the truth.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because the baby goes up for adoption, but what happens if Tate decides he wants the baby? But they're already saying now it's past the waiting period, but he didn't, he gave up his rights under a false pretense, though, too.
Right. And he had been lied to in terms of what the terms of the adoption.
Right.
And plus, she's lied about everything so far. And I
the
get
kid's
her
an answer for
desperation.
everything that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I understand her desperation and what a fix she seemed to be in and all that. But, she just needs to spill it all and get it out. But then that would be the end of the story. But also, what about Javi? His baby died and then he was afraid. Like now my
But we
curiosity.
don't know how.
But remember
Yeah.
last week I said something about he said he had a daughter or
Right,
something.
I missed that.
Yeah.
When you said
And
it
then it
last.
was like this week, it's like, okay, something happened to the baby and she died, and he somehow feels responsible for it or something.
But
Or
it seems like, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I know it's gonna come out to be more like he couldn't save her or something, or he took the
Maybe.
blame for something that wasn't his. We all know how that works in soap
Yeah.
world, but at this stage of the game, it's looking pretty bleak for either of them to qualify to be able to adopt the baby. But now, did somebody say there were spoilers for maybe uh Chanel and Johnny trying again? And maybe that's when they do a DNA test or something. I don't know. It's just
It shows
bizarre.
them doing it, like doing a DNA test with the baby. You know, when they give you previews, they give you bits and pieces here, and then
Right. But
you're
then,
trying to
then
get.
we all know if it's not really Tate's, but it is Sophia's, then it's not going to show him as a father. So we say, oh, yeah, this isn't Sophia's baby. Or what, I don't know. Who knows what direction it goes, but I just hope it comes down to the truth at some point.
Yeah. I still say it's probably going to be Aaron's baby, and I'm wondering if that'll leave for Johnny and Chanel to have the baby, because then
Yeah,
Tate,
maybe so.
I
has
think
no.
they should leave the baby with Leo and Avi.
Yeah.
But in all realistic, they would neither one of them would ever pass. I mean, them being an
Leo
unmarried gay couple is honestly the least of their problems because of Leo's past,
Yeah.
especially.
Well, Leo's
And I mean, Melinda did say he could adopt on his own as a single man, but then, I don't know who makes those decisions, but if they've got a bunch of, married couples, whether they're gay married or, whatever, they would be preferred in a child protective system more than a single man or woman, probably in a lot of
But
cases.
aren't Hobby and Leo planning to get married? Were they planning to get married, or no? That hasn't
I
come up.
haven't heard anything about that
Yeah.
yet.
I didn't remember if they were. No, I guess they're not that far yet.
And that would probably worsen his chances as far as Hobby's concerned. And
Yeah.
I love Leo now, but I mean, most of the time.
And there's too many mentions of Dimitri too.
Yeah.
Dimitri's missing.
Dimitri's going to show up at some point.
He's going to show up. I think he's going to show up right before the wedding. I still say they're going to probably get married, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, we're having a new actor as Hobby too, so I don't know either. So I don't know where.
To admit, this Hobby grew on me at first.
Yeah.
He was so annoying, and I didn't like him. But then he grew on me, so he's a good actor.
Yeah, he really grew up on me too. So we also had Melinda and this Patsy attorney. That was the most convoluted thing. Brady goes to this attorney's Patsy. Turns out actually is a real attorney that Sophia said was the one who set up the adoption. And she seemed kind of clueless till Melinda called her, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I handled that." And she said Sophia had the paperwork, and then Melinda and her get Sophia basically doctored, faked, redacted paperwork that basically said nothing. And Tate asks for it and gives it to her, and he's mad because there's really nothing on it. At the same time, too, he kind of wants to move on, which is kind of odd. I mean, why would you want to move on if she gave you paperwork, has nothing on it? And he confronted her over the stock photo, which still to me was the funniest moment of the week.
That was.
What? No, this is them, Dad. This is them.
Yeah.
No,
so,
Tate. When he hands it to him, just digging stuff out of the bag. It's like, this is so sweet, Dad. Thank you. Oh, this is so thoughtful. And he's like, yeah, and I'm like, that was funny. I'm loving the whole interaction with Tate and Brady and stuff too. I guess that's why I'm enjoying it so much. I just think it's fun. I mean, fun, but also the topic has been reeled in too.
even if we didn't know what Sophia did, as soon as they showed the photo that she gave Tate, we all knew it was a stock photo.
When they very first showed it, it was a stock photo. You probably could have gone to Google Images and pulled it up. I mean, but nobody was suspecting her at the time, even though her story was sketchy as heck, But yeah,
I that picture should have tipped him off.
yeah.
Obviously,
Who takes pictures like that? Really?
yeah, just like this perfect couple with perfect lighting, with a perfect baby, and everything's perfect.
Perfect pose. Yeah.
She had to cover it well in terms of saying, well, yeah, but you were so hungry for information, and they wouldn't let me take a
He
picture.
did, yeah. Yeah, I just
Really,
gave
even
you any picture.
yes, she kind of covered that one well. She didn't just crater and say, "Oh
Yeah,
my gosh."
she has an answer for everything, yeah, that
Yep.
makes Kate believe her then, yeah.
Yeah, like she's doing all this, and I feel bad for her though because she's just a freaking nervous wreck about the whole thing.
That's
Oh,
true.
no.
You see her eyes when she says to every time something comes up, the way she looks, "No, not again."
And she is gonna be, like, psychotic with Holly, right? I mean, she's gonna be
I think she's going to the dark side, yeah. It seems like it.
But this has to be a first that someone wants the
Claim it
father of her baby, but actually gives the baby away instead of the other storylines where usually the mother's trying to trap.
crap. Right. If you wanted to stay with Tate, have his baby, and then he'd probably more than likely maybe stay with you then.
She was so afraid her mother was going to force her to raise the baby, but at
Yeah,
the same
not good
time,
call.
there's also a part of her that's suffering from the separation as
Like she
well.
wants a baby, but yeah, she gets upset every time she sees him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
She's
don't
a
know.
hot mess, which is going
Yeah.
to explain how she goes nuts with Holly.
Yeah, because it seems she wants Tate back. She gets the job with him, and yeah.
Well, I'm glad Tate wasn't dumb enough. See, I'm now questioning Tate's parentage
Yeah.
because Brady would have been like, "Cool, so how did you know to sign up to work for the pup? That's so cool." So
Mm.
we,
A lot of guys clueless like that.
like, wait a minute. Tate's like, in real time, he's like, wait a minute. You knew I was applying here. So at least he's got at least some of Teresa's savvy,
Yeah.
that side of her.
Or Kimberly and Shane,
And
Yeah,
he
no,
worked there
that's
for
good
anyone.
point.
And
Good
yeah,
point.
Yeah, because no waitress would quit the bistro to go work at the pub. Your tips would go down
Yeah,
significantly. If you want
she
to make
spent
money
her
at the
hours.
waitress, you got to go to a high-end restaurant that sells alcohol. That's how you make money as a waitress,
Right.
not a pub.
Yeah. Well, she did say that somebody took her job after she left or whatever, but still, yeah, I don't know.
She was on maternity leave. They really couldn't take her
Yeah,
job.
but I don't know how official that maternity leave was really because it was like almost like she took a couple of sick days. I mean, not
right?
to do what happened, but it's like she didn't. You know, it's not like there was any paperwork involved. She's not very good at that apparently. No, but she really does seem to be agonizing every time Melinda's like, "No, I'm on your side. Everything's going to be fine." She's like, "I just can't do this anymore. I just can't do it."
he keeps, well, yeah, it's like she wants to come clean, but Melinda's talking her out of it all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Melinda probably doesn't want to be disbarred.
Nope.
I can't believe she's an adoption attorney after what she did with
Yeah,
you.
really.
I can't believe anybody on that show is still a lawyer.
True. Hasn't she been disbarred from the last 20 things she did? And yet I kind of like Melinda.
I love
there's a
Melinda.
part of me that likes Melinda, but yeah, she's definitely a dirty one.
Well, and the biggest coincidence of the week, everybody brought their kids to go play miniature golf at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had Chad and Felicity, Tate and Rachel, Chad and Thomas, I believe. Was that anybody else? It was everybody.
Yeah.
Cat
Cat.
and Aaron and Rachel and Thomas had a fight, but yeah. Yeah. They keep, Cat and Chad always keep ending up at the same
Yeah.
place all the time. Yeah. I think even Julie was telling Jennifer about that, how they're always put together.
Yeah,
Can't
I
we
mean,
give Missy Reeves something else to do?
please, yes.
Yes. I loved her
Yeah.
hair cut
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love seeing her and Jack. I love it when they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand they're suffering, but I want to be happy to see them. But if they're going to mourn Abigail the entire time they're there, every time they visit, it's just bringing down the show. It's too hard to watch.
Yeah.
Well, she
She still
did say
holds the.
something about doing better.
Yeah.
Like, like it never leaves her, but like
Well, she
it's
would
like
never give Cat Green. I mean, she can't get past her. That's understandable. I can't understand why Chad is seeing her after she did that to his wife that he is supposedly madly in love with. I
Well,
don't
his
get-
mother is married to a rapist,
Yeah,
and his grandfather's a rapist, so
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hoyans aren't squeaky clean either.
I mean, if nobody forgave anybody on the show, this show wouldn't last more than a week.
Yeah. And Julie herself is kind of getting past it now a little bit and trying to convince Jen.
Yeah, that's like because Chad and Marlena told her to knock it off.
Right.
So, Yes, adventure golf. Oh my God. This one line Chad said,
Oh, yes.
Pointed, I think, right?
his ball went he said he's a problem with the T-Rex on the miniature golf course because he's bad at miniature golf. It's like his ball gets stuck in the mouth of the T-Rex. Maybe he's playing miniature golf.
Sesame Street has adult jokes and kid jokes on the same on the same episode, and it goes right over the kids' heads. That was like, oh my gosh, did he actually say that with a straight face?
Yeah.
It was funny. Do you think they're going to bring back Dr. Mark Green?
They're shoving this
I
Green
think
family
so.
out. Please. I know. When I heard that, I thought, oh no.
Come back just in time to Jack with the baby Tessero's DNA, because that's his specialty, remember?
They all talked about the mother being there too in some facility. So I don't know. They probably wouldn't bring her back though.
I think the mother was in like a retirement, they found like an assisted living place.
Okay. But they did say about him supposed to be getting out of jail and Chad could have a vote in it. And that's what they were talking about. And Jen. The parole board. Yeah. And so Chad really didn't answer them, but
Yeah. So what happened to Chad happened in Paris. So she said that's not what he got convicted of. What he got convicted of was the test tampering, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's why.
Okay, so that's why Chad would have to write a statement because he was the victim in that sense. Okay, so I've totally forgot he was the victim on that too. So I was thinking about
tried to kill Chad, went after him, but they were in Paris, so can't do anything to him. He's in jail because of the DNA tampering, I guess, and he's due to come off for parole.
He must be the first person in Salem to ever go to jail for that.
Really?
Yep. You can't even say the first doctor. I mean, there have been so many people that have faked DNA tests there. It's like,
isn't there going to be another DNA one? If they somehow Sophia finds out that it's Aaron's, but now does she do some kind of switcheroo that to make it sure that it's Tate's? I don't know.
Well, clearly Melinda's hoping to steer the adoption towards somebody who lived out of town, or at least not immediately
out of Salem. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Because I mean, that kid in a few years is gonna be running around town, and the grandma who always shows up, Amy, she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's a dead ringer, even more so for my little Cooper.
Yeah, so Marlena had a bit of a scare this week, and you talk about Marlena and her dreams.
Her Queen of the Night dreams? Isn't that we're going back to that?
Yeah.
They're not really showing Stefano. She's dreaming that.
And the snake in the apartment's not helping
she woke up to the snake. S'mores got out.
So glad my sons weren't into snakes. I had a rough time just sleeping with cats. I wasn't going to deal with the snake.
Yeah, Marlena's having a rough time of it.
And is anyone else going, between every person involved, they all have enough money to buy a surefire way to keep that damn snake in the whatever, what do they call it, terrarium? Whatever it's called, glass thing. I mean, how is that thing getting out like that?
That's my question.
And it's a habit because it's not the first time this has happened. So obviously he's smarter than the rest of them. And I'm just like, why didn't they invest in a better cage or whatever you call it than what they've got? Because it's obviously not working.
No.
I want to see the snake, though. I think.
Nope. Don't want to see it.
Yeah, we should at least get to see it.
We deserve to see the snake at this point instead of. I think it sounds like it's so tiny that people can't see it in the terrarium, and then it's loose and they can't find it. So I want to see the snake.
Oh my gosh! And then when I almost died, Marlena was saying she was going to go to bed, and Brady was like, "Have you eaten dinner?" "Oh, but I had a big lunch." And he's like, "Yeah, but your doctor doesn't want you skipping meal." And she's like, "Well, he's like, I could go pick something up from the pub or whatever, Easter or whatever, or heat something up from the freezer, heat something up from the freezer." And she's like, "Oh yeah, speaking of that, quite the appetite killer when I open the freezer and see dead rodents frozen in there." I'm like, I would have been like, okay, we're gonna get a mini fridge with a freezer component, and she's gonna keep this in her bedroom. because ain't no frozen rodents in my house, in my anywhere near my food.
Poor Marlena. She finally got Tate out of there, but now she's got Rachel and s'mores, and she's still, for some reason, Belle's living there and Brady.
Brady needs to find his own house.
She did say it's a comfort. She did say having Rachel and
I
Brady
guess.
there was a comfort.
Yeah, she would be by herself. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is
I can
ridiculous that
see
there are
that
so
now.
many adult children who are fully able. I mean, Brady's got an inheritance and everything. I mean, but it is good that Rachel has her grandma as a psychiatrist there as
Right.
so I agree that that's probably good. But yeah, that snake there would have had to have been some terms for that girl to bring that thing over.
That wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. And the only reason she would have been allowed if it had been me, if I were Marlena, is that because we're all in a fragile place right now.
Yep.
That's the only reason. But it would have been, don't bring the snake over till the mini fridge with the freezer component is delivered to Rachel's bedroom so that she can keep her damn
Or Rachel.
frozen rodents in there.
Yep. And a locked cage or whatever it's called.
Better cage, yeah.
speaking of snakes in the penthouse, so Marlena now, like, I always complain about how she doesn't have any boundaries, but since she's not at the hospital anymore, Xander came to the penthouse for his anger management. And still, it seems like he doesn't do appointments, and just like Leo shows up whenever he feels like it. So, are you surprised Xander confessed and told Marlena why he's really upset? And it was about Philip and the letter and Sarah
Yeah.
covering it up too.
Yeah. That's surprising. Yeah. But technically Marlena can't say anything though.
Right.
But then we know how that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah,
So
we
when
should
it
have
comes,
you know how the
so
Diva of DOOL, we have the how many days since the last accident OSHA report on the wall, you know?
And we're doing really good with that, Anna.
Yes. I appreciate it because I really I hate paperwork, to be honest, I devoted a good portion of my early years with the Diva doing that, but I'm really appreciative that there's been minimal workplace accidents. No, but yeah, I don't know it. Yeah. Anyway,
well,
I
I
just
think
I
when
just
it
think that
comes out that
if we tracked how many times there was a violation like Jen, that you guys would get in trouble for, anytime you was like a HIPAA
Yep.
violation or a legal, violation or a medical or, there's a lot of them. And even a private eye. I mean, Steve's like, I just love how they're willing to share certain things, but then not share other things. And it's under the pretense of, privacy or,
Yeah.
my, my licensure or whatever.
Yes, and then Brady also had another big scene this week. Kristen got sentenced, and it looked like the judge was gonna be lenient with her because, well, Marlena asked Belle not to push for a big sentence, and Belle was kind of suspicious, but didn't really push it too hard. But it's kind of obvious she did it for Rachel's sake. And Johnny was there, and he was okay with the minimum. And for some reason, EJ, the victim, was not there. He just wrote a letter, which is weird.
yeah.
So, and then Brady bursts in and says, and Brady shouldn't have gotten a vote in this at all whatsoever. So, and the judge should have taken that into account because, he's Kristen's ex. So it benefits him if Kristen's in prison, really, because then he gets his daughter to himself. So he basically got her sentence doubled from 3 to 6 years.
And if they would have only told Brady, that wouldn't have happened. If Marlena and Kristen would have told Brady the truth, like, still don't get that. But I guess it's for the plot, I guess.
Yep.
Because then Brady would have never come and said, what he did.
So does
Kind
this
of
mean we're
backfired
stuck
on.
with? So does this mean we're stuck with Susan for a while until everyone forgets that
She'll get out.
Kristen's been in prison and then she's going to get out somehow for good behavior?
Rachel
or
will
something?
remember.
Yeah.
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 She's going to
Or someone
remember.
will slip up and
And
tell.
then she'll be redeemed and Brady will fall in love with her again. I don't know if that's true, but
Please
I
no.
can see. He's
I
going to
don't
feel
know.
so bad and so guilty now that she really did sacrifice for their daughter. I mean, I can just see that happening.
Building her up as a hero makes me nauseous.
Well, no,
But it's an
not,
understandable
but
hero. She's doing it for her daughter. So that's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, for all the other horrendous things that she's done in her life.
right. It shouldn't erase all the other things that she's done. Right.
Right.
But they
Do you
will.
guys think it was kind of shitty that Gwen didn't tell her either that Johnny was going to be acquitted?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a lot of people know Johnny was going to be acquitted and nobody told Kristen.
But I think it was after the fact that Kristen already confessed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the jury came back. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I don't understand. Why didn't they just wait till the jury came back? And then if it was a
Well, because
guilty, then guilty.
like my son will be sent off to prison and it'll take forever to appeal and
I don't
if
know.
he
Yeah.
were
How
if
that
he,
works when somebody confesses? I don't know.
Well, yeah, if she confessed, I mean, yeah,
Shouldn't
then
take that long. He shouldn't have to spend that long. Maybe
I don't know.
yeah, he wouldn't have been in jail
I
that
don't
long.
know, but you know, this
The plot.
days.
For the plot.
Yeah, for the plot. Yeah, have to make it make sense, I guess. It doesn't have to make sense, I guess.
The whole thing didn't make sense. Belle
Yeah.
shouldn't have been the prosecuting attorney. AJ
Well,
shouldn't
yeah.
have been the defense attorney when he was the victim. I mean, literally none of it made sense. Leo shouldn't have been in the jury. Yeah, none of it made sense at all whatsoever. All right, so we had the Deveraux come back into town. So we did discuss this before the show. We were complaining a bit about what they're doing with Jen. So you guys want to take up with Jack and Gwen? Jack running into Gwen.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Gwen.
I like her kind of wants to be a part of it, the family.
Yeah, Jack wants her, and she's still trying to play the victim. That's what bugs me,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, she says, well, I'm not going where I'm not wanted, you know, which I guess she isn't wanted by Jen and Julie.
And I mean, and she stirred the shit with Julie right off the bat the minute she got into town.
Well, yeah,
She was
that's
just
her.
like, even though I'm always rooting for
Jackson.
Gwen in a way.
Yeah.
I love her.
You
But
like
at
her,
the same time, like, I'm not going where I'm not wanted. Why aren't you wanted? Well, because I've done everybody dirty that doesn't want me.
right. And she was kind of nice to JJ, and JJ kind
Yeah.
of seemed nice to her too, you know, kind of like him and Jack are kind of trying to forgive
Yeah.
her, I guess.
But yet Julie forgives that guy Doug.
Doug, yeah. I think Jen
Yeah,
was
that was
surprised.
that was kind of like, oh well, he stole the necklace back, so now everything's okay. And it's like that's putting the emphasis on the necklace, and that's not really what that was about. That was about, Doug's grandson stealing from her. It didn't matter what he stole. It was the fact is his name was Doug and he did it. So stealing it back doesn't really redeem him to me that much. But I don't know. As long as he doesn't come back, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I cheer for Gwen too, but looks like JJ is warming up to her. Jack's saying, I want you in my life, and you can't hold Jen and Julie, blame them for, you know what I mean? Like, get a partial victory. Get those two guys, be with JJ and be with Jack, and, might just have
Right.
to, yeah, don't say, oh, well, Jen doesn't want me, so I'm not going to be around you guys. That's kind of shitty. Jen doesn't owe her anything, really.
No.
Yeah, and we were saying before the show, they have to give Jen a better storyline than she's going to be anti-Cat and Chad, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm anti-Cat and Chad.
Hey,
I
they
could-
finally kissed for real this week, though.
No?
I could maybe see Kat and Brady.
I don't know about that.
No.
I have to say, she's tamped
Rafe.
down some of the Looney tunes a
Yeah.
little bit. Makes her a little more tolerable.
Mhm.
I actually found myself semi enjoying some of their encounters this week. Not like I still don't see chemistry. Yeah, I don't really see chemistry.
Yeah,
but
I don't
thought
see
the
it.
writing. I thought the writing was pretty good, and I thought she didn't act as goofy. I mean, maybe it's because now I know that she's like a Interpol agent or whatever, analyst or whatever. But
She's an analyst.
analyst.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so anyway, no, but yeah. So less obnoxious and more tolerable this week. And I also think too, having her other family member, I mean, she loves her little sister and just guards her with her life. I mean, I do like that connection
Yeah.
with how they take care of each other and their family. I mean, honestly, I hated the storyline when she first came in so much. I missed a lot of the episodes during that time. So I don't even know how horrible it got in some ways because I couldn't stand to watch it. But watch her scenes and stuff. But I have to admit it's been better for me recently. And I think it's partly because she just doesn't act as like a 12-year-old as much as she was there for a while. For most of her time.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
looks like a director has told her, "You need to calm down."
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe
you're
it's gotten back to her because people talk about it. I mean, the fans are even talking about it. So, yeah, maybe it
Well,
got
yeah,
and
back to her.
also I know, yeah, exactly. And also I noticed she's not that like that with Rafe. I mean, she's not like that when she's in, analyst mode. Analyst mode. I just wanted to see Carrie roll her eyes again. Yeah, but it's almost like she was playing a no, this is bad, but playing another character of like ditzy blonde, whatever, instead of she's actually probably pretty smart, the character, but she doesn't come across that way. She comes across as a dingbat or whatever you'd want to call it. So anyway, so I think you're right, Carrie. I think maybe somebody's giving her some notes, or maybe they're writing the character differently and giving her different directions because she does have to somehow come across as somewhat credible. Like Rafe is so credible being a federal agent
Yeah.
with his analytic skills.
That's why I think those two would be so good together. Same
Ah,
type.
it's possible. I
Yep.
just don't want her with Brady. Ugh, I know.
No, no.
seems like Rafe totally forgot about Jada. Of course, Jada's barely been on either, though.
I
Yeah,
know.
what's
Where's
with the
And
Jada?
why is Jada still living with I mean,
Stephanie.
yeah,
Stephanie?
I mean Doug's not in his bedroom anymore. She could always go back to the pub or she is actually the commissioner. She could probably afford something better than being roommates, a third wheel and a roommates with,
Yeah, she's hardly on.
Stephanie and Alex. I don't know.
I want
I
her
don't
and Sean. I like them.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
ever since he went to Johannesburg, they've completely dropped that. So I don't know.
Oh, speaking of third wheel, poor Ari already got kicked out of her dorm room because Holly and Tate were having sex. I mean, we weren't even in there 24 hours.
I know.
Well,
Yeah.
she
That
went down
happened to
to Aaron.
that,
So is that going to
that
be a
happened to
couple?
a friend of mine in college. She went to basically a party school that's nearby. Actually, it's very notorious party school. Yeah. Well, this is the 90s, so people have to think of the era here. She was concerned her roommate would be a lesbian. Well, she definitely was not a lesbian. My poor friend was locked out of her dorm room pretty much entire weekends.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's really crappy though, because she's paying for it too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not cool. So, yeah. I mean, I understand you want to spend time with your boyfriend. It does not have to be like 72 hours straight. Yeah.
Every weekend.
Oh my God. But I mean, they're barely moved
They should
in.
just get a place together. Tate and Holly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, like your freshman year, you're kind of stuck with whoever they assign you to. And then I think eventually, you can swap around and
Go off campus. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
and
get an
how
apartment.
did you like everybody saying, "Oh, goodbye, I'm gonna miss you," and like you're like 5 minutes away down the 5 miles
It's like,
down the road
it's
to
fine.
college. It's right there in Salem U. It's like they're not that. Yeah, I guess
They're going to
because
be
they're
running
moving out of
into
the
each
house,
other. They're going to be running into each other at the pub like they
and they're gonna
always
see each
are.
other all the time. It's like okay, they're usually not half the time they weren't in the house anyway. They're out. I don't know. I don't, didn't see. That's
That was kind of
that was
funny.
kind of funny. Yeah, not like Holly was going to Paris. She was just going down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta say they were pretty underwhelming with the decorating of the dorm rooms because, well, as someone who watches The Real Housewives, the mothers of the who are sending their daughters to college, they spend serious money on these dorm rooms.
I saw something about that recently. $10,000 for, yeah.
You're
Yeah, like
kidding.
I went to Walmart.
expensive, expensive curtains. I mean, sheets.
I love that.
Yeah, like they wanted the dorm rooms to be Instagram perfect. It's insane. It's like it's a freaking dorm room. And like they were joking with the boys, it's like saying, "Oh yeah, you need to wash your sheets like every other week."
And they
And
said, oh,
it's
maybe
not.
they said maybe every 2 months. And they went, well,
My son can't even keep the fitted sheet on the bed. Like I'll make the bed all nice for him, and he'll spend one night here, and the fitted sheet's on the floor. It's like, what are you doing? I don't get it. And like he's in there by himself, so I don't know why all the sheets, everything is gone, and like I washed it for you and everything. I put the work in. I washed it. I made the bed nice. Yeah. So no, it's a thing with Real Housewives. They spend serious money in all designer stuff. Yep. It's crazy for a dorm room. Yep. So speaking of Kat, at the end of the episode, now she got the job with EJ and she was setting things up. And I thought the whole point was for her to figure out who's financing everything, which I think it's Gwen. I don't know if you guys
yeah, I think
discussed that last week or not. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I bet it is.
yeah.
Yeah. So she was taking pictures of the new wing EJ's proposing, which doesn't seem to make that much sense since he's skimping on elevator safety.
And coffee.
They're
Cough.
making him be the bad, evil guy who's cutting all the things. But yeah, if they're opening up a new wing, which they couldn't even afford to make payroll 2 months ago. So I don't know how that's all happening.
Yeah, no more free samples when they get samples for free themselves. The hospital's not paying for the free samples. I don't get that. Yeah, so she's taking a picture. So what are they going to put on the wing? And
I
then
know.
Gwen walks in, sees her looking at the
I heard some
blueprints.
kind of laboratory or something, or some kind of, I don't know.
Well, because they
Secret.
haven't mentioned that cure for sepsis lately, which of course our dear
Yeah,
friend Doc just
I don't know.
laughed about
Gwen, what do you
because
think
there's
about
no
Gwen and
such.
EJ? I'm thinking now they're
Yeah,
getting
I
like,
could see that.
I can see them two together. Yeah, it's gonna go. They're treating each other. Especially I bet you if she's funding it somehow, they're scheming
But
something
she ran
together.
and told EJ that she had overheard Leo saying that that because she wanted to make sure to tell EJ so that EJ could feel good about himself because he basically got him off, even though it didn't matter anyway at this point. But
Right.
she rushed as soon as she rushed and told EJ that, oh, by the way, Johnny would have been acquitted, would have been found not guilty. So yeah, so she's definitely an ally. I don't know if it's one of those survivor secret alliances where, you know,
Yeah, I
Could
don't see
be.
any chemistry between the two, though. He
no,
still
I don't
seems
really.
hung up on Belle, and she seems to be totally fine with a fake marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they'd be good as friends and allies because we haven't had platonic friends in a while. So.
Yeah, I'm fine with them being. They don't have to. Every man and woman that spends more than 3 scenes together does not need to be in a relationship.
No.
But yeah, I like their sort of witty repartee and all that, a little bit of their. But by the way, Kate has not been on in how many,
Yeah.
like what, 3
Yeah.
weeks? Something like that?
And she's not in the
Not
spoiler
having.
for next week either.
Ugh.
Roman
Yeah.
hadn't been on either.
All those people at the pub is all those
Right.
new employees, and there's no.
And they're Kate sending texts to Alex about how great the PR is, or how great
They
the
don't show
rollout
look at it
for the
like the other.
book, but she's not at the office. She's not on the phone with them. That pissed me off.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So, anything else from the past week before we move on to spoilers?
Just with Marlena, you know how Xander told Marlena about the fraud. So I'm wondering when it does come out, like now we know Tony knows, or it comes out, is Xander going to get all and think that it was Marlena that did that? When it comes out, because it hasn't come out yet. So, but now Tony, how Tony's going to use it, I don't know. But I'm just thinking, oh, is he going to flip out on Marlena? So I don't know.
But if he figures out that's a bug in the office,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and if it could be back to Gabi, then they're going to know it's Gabi.
Yeah. Do you guys think Gabi is crushing on Philip and Xander at the same time?
Yeah, well, they have to show that. Yeah, they're showing flat of both of them. I could see her with Xander more than Philip, but I still want Xander and Sarah. I still like them getting back together. Philip and I could see Philip and Belle, more
Yeah,
than
they got
This
Philip.
Philip and Belle. The
Yeah,
first several times he came back as Philip, I could not
nothing.
stand the two of them together. But
Yeah.
I like them this time more. And I just like Philip, like you guys were saying earlier. I just like Philip better now too, the way he's playing the character.
Yes.
And I never, being a firm JKJ fan for all those years, I never thought I would admit that I actually am enjoying somebody more, but I am.
Well, they're writing it for him. I mean, they're definitely playing towards the actors' comedic.
Strength.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
they're writing
Right.
Philip, yeah, for his
And
strengths.
and also, okay, never mind. Yeah, definitely like it.
Okay, so spoilers for next week. We have Theo returning with the new actor, which I don't know why we need to recast. That was kind of odd choice too. Yes. So Theo is back, and in the promo, Tony's walking into the Demare Mansion, calling him Theodore.
And he has a proposal, and Theo says, "Well, what is this proposal you have for me?" So, anybody wonder what that would be?
He knows that Theo's a techie genius.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he was on to do stuff before. So I
Mhm.
have a feeling Taylor's going to lean into that. I mean, Tony's going to lean into that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Rachel doesn't react very well when Brady tells her that Kristen got 6 years.
All
Yep.
because of him.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Wait
he's
till
gonna
she
leave that
finds
part
out
out.
it was him. If she finds out,
Leave that part out.
leave that.
I am nominating Brady as Divo of the week.
Yep.
Yeah,
Agreed.
A week. Brady. Yeah.
I'm glad they're getting Eric Martzoff some good storyline too. And he's
Yes.
got he's got Rachel and Tate going on, and it doesn't seem like he's has anything romantic wise going on. So, and dealing with the death of his father. That's pretty good material.
Yeah. And he's kind of friends with Sarah, but who knows how that's going. But yeah, I think Eric's doing a great job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they did put Kat in his orbit, see, with the college stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like they're chem testing her with everybody,
Maybe. Yeah.
which is kind of odd. Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know how long. Isn't Billy Flynn on the show till next year, right?
I think so. At
They're
least
so
the end of the year.
yeah, they're almost like 10 months ahead or something like that.
Well, I
So
did
yeah,
see that they're taking significant time off, though, like
they are.
6 weeks or something.
It's like
Yeah.
6 weeks. Yeah. Coming up.
Between that and like the holiday break, though, so at least they'll catch up a little bit. Don't they have a big shutdown for Christmas too?
I
Usually
think.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. But they don't need to film that far in advance. That's just a lot. Especially, it seems like Peacock's happy with them. They gave them a 2-year contract, and I don't think they need to film that far ahead.
And I got some message that now DirecTV is going to have Peacock, or I don't know. I've got to figure it out because I don't know how my Peacock renewal is about. I think because it went on in early September. Originally, I think every year it renews around this time of the year for most of us if we started the Peacock thing right when it switched over, whenever that
Right.
was. But they're now, I guess, whoever bought CBS or I don't know, whoever bought Paramount, was it Paramount
Mhm.
Plus or CBS, they're now taking in Peacock and the subscriptions and stuff. So I don't know how that's all going to work. It was mentioning increases on pricing and stuff on some things. So I don't
Yeah.
know, but I want to know because if my Peacock renews, ad-free Peacock renews, and then they said it's going to hit like the beginning of October. How's that going
Yeah,
to work?
mine's going up to $12.99, but I don't have ad free.
Yeah, mine's 11
like
something, 99, and it started out
a
at
year.
$4.99. That's like
And I'm at
about $6 more.
but I'm like the annual, I think, and it was like 80 or something. I don't know, something like that.
Mine comes out
Anyway,
monthly.
I'm going to pay it, but I just don't know. I don't want to be charged twice. In other words, so just something
Yeah, I don't think that would happen.
full direct subscription with Peacock. And now, if it's rolled up somehow into Paramount or one of these, or part of DirecTV, I've already paid for DirecTV, and I already paid Paramount Plus. Way I don't know, but I'm just confused. I wanted to throw that out to you guys because I didn't know if you If you don't get DirecTV, you might not have gotten
No,
that email, but I just got the email.
I heard something about Amazon.
that's Prime, isn't it? Prime Video.
Yeah.
I have that.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard anything about DirecTV. I have Verizon, so yep. Anybody have anything else spoiler-wise before we wrap it up?
I don't think so.
Forget
I
what's
don't.
on spoilers.
Thank you
That's
guys,
all I got.
and
Okay.
yep,
All
we'll
right.
see you right next week.
Take
Yep.
care,
See you
everybody.
guys next week.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye.
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 Done?